guys, what's up? Welcome to the newest episode of the Always Race Day Asphalt Podcast. I'm Connor Ferguson, Caleb Slowhot to my right. Down there is Josh Olmstead, and our guest tonight, Peter Stratta, going to help us recap NASCourt, and then we'll just take your questions for the final 20 minutes after that, give or take whatever we get to, because it was kind of a slow week in the racing world, one that, especially after we recorded last Wednesday, one that we didn't expect. So before we get started, big shout out to Chris Weiser and the Weiser companies. They hopped on board with us during the Knoxville Nationals, and they made our biggest 10 days of the year just a little bit bigger. So big appreciation to them, and a lot of cool stuff coming in 2026. You guys already know about the radio show. Been on a couple calls today about that too. So anyway, without further ado, we will get this thing started. My bad, Caleb. I played the wrong one. That's more like it.
What a great start.
When you ask for raises, this is why we don't give you one.
Yeah, I ask you guys for raises, not the other way around.
Yeah.
All right, so we're joined. I called him a megastar, a guy that. So Peter, you and Caleb have followed each other on Twitter for 11 years, and then I think you and me 5. I don't think I've never met you in person. I don't believe.
Not yet. I'll get out to Iowa one of these days.
I'm putting the burden on you. I'm being selfish here because I don't go all the way down to Charlotte too much.
Right.
Yeah, I had to look, and yeah, our first conversations I think were 2014, which is just insane. But
that is pretty wild. Yeah.
We're gonna have to do this for all our guests. They have to be people that have followed us for this many years. The last one we had on was Dylan Gooden. I don't know if you know of him at all. He's a video game guy. I was putting him in our group chat in the Discount Dirty Mo when the NASCAR 25 game was coming out. So super nice guy. I assume Peter is also a nice guy. And I called him a megastar, so he's got to deliver. I need your best, Peter. But that being said, Caleb, actually, hold on. Thank you, Ryan. He wishes us all a Merry Christmas. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you too. Caleb, I'll let you lead most of the questions here because you're a bigger court guy than I am.
All right, Peter. On the 21st day of September in 2009, where were you?
September 21st, 2009. Definitely can't give an exact answer. I think that would have been like 4th or 5th grade, maybe. So but that would just be close to Christmas. So probably just on Christmas break.
He did that for a reason.
Was this the song? Are you referencing the song?
No, I'm just.
It's the Noah knowledge.
But speaking of questions, so you were in NASCourt quite a bit. Last Wednesday, we didn't really expect it to be wrapping up fairly quickly. What was the experience like inside the courtroom?
It definitely was tense, kind of everyone not really knowing what was happening the first day or so. And then the kind of, oh crap, this is actually happening. These are actual attorneys being paid big bucks to be here. That set in pretty quickly. And then by week 2, it got pretty, I don't want to say monotonous, but repetitive with what a lot of the witnesses were saying. And really things were just dragging on. And that ultimately led to the Thursday that will live in NASCAR history as the settlement day.
One of the things you described is the tense atmosphere in there. Like, describe the intensity. Like, what kind of emotion was it?
It definitely did not feel anything that out of the ordinary until Michael Jordan was asked to stand up when being introduced as one of the plaintiffs, and once people got a good look at him, his massive stature, all 6 feet 6 inches of him, and the jurors got to finally realize, oh, this is the Michael Jordan, not some other guy named Michael Jordan. This is the basketball GOAT, the sneaker head, the icon of American sports. I think that's when everything set in, that this is a very serious and very legitimate trial.
Connor, your
Caleb,
turn.
no, you're fine. Sorry, I was doing two other things, and I'm just headspace. Got to figure it out. Peter, with everything that went on in that day that the settlement hit, what were your kind of takeaways from kind of how Denny walked out of there, how Michael Jordan walked out of there? You know, how celebratory was it? Because it's a historic day in the sport.
Well, you said it perfectly. You took the word right out of my mouth, calling it a historic day. 24 hours ago, I don't think we would have seen everyone be all arm in arm, standing shoulder to shoulder, all kumbaya. But obviously, discussions were held in private settings, in private sidebars, and other meetings that probably will never be unveiled to us, the general public. But it definitely was a different mood once Kessler came back into the courtroom on that Thursday and said, hey, we've reached a settlement that will benefit the entire industry.
And specifically, I'm going out of order. I apologize to our listeners because they're probably tired of my brain bouncing around. But the Richard Childress Day, was that the craziest testimony, and what were your favorite parts of it?
Can you say it again? You cut out.
The Richard Childress. What when he gave his testimony, what were your favorite parts of it, and was he the craziest one?
Was he crazy? Not necessarily. He definitely went in depth.
Crazy, like eventful too. I'm not calling him like old man, senile or anything like that.
No,
We're gonna get blacklisted.
That's why I specified. He's not the words used in the text. But go ahead.
He's not the words used in the text, but he gave his perspective on everything related to the case, and he was upfront in saying, yes, RCR has always turned a profit, but that's not because of any racing achievements we've had. It's because of other business ventures that are also on the campus there and welcome that help fund me racing. And one throwaway line that he had that I wrote down that I'm not sure if many others even took note of was he said that winning an Xfinity doesn't pay nothing. For the current championship owner in the now O'Reilly series to say that, I think was pretty telling.
The video game's off because I just won the Xfinity series, and I got a big chunk of change for that.
Apparently not enough.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were preparing for Childress' testimony to be like the biggest, baddest, most attitude thing. And it kind of seems, correct me if you had seen something different from inside, but it kind of seemed like he really understood his role in the testimony and behaved, so to say, to kind of get the most out of his testimony.
He absolutely did. And you got to remember, all these witnesses who were coming up weren't preaching to us racing people. They were trying to win the favor of 9 jurors who 8 of them, I believe, had no knowledge or passion or anything about racing. So really, it was like NASCAR 101 for them every day of this trial, learning new things about whether it's the sport in general, what a super speedway is, what a short track is, what's the next gen car, and then the various intricacies of the charter system, which even me being someone who lives, eats, breathes the sport, even I was overwhelmed at points with all these numbers being thrown at me left and right.
One thing that I like, what my takeaway was, obviously reading all the notes and everything like that, you can kind of get a feel for which one kind of was, but just from like the personal standpoint and just living it, like, was there a testimony out of any of the ones that we had that kind of just stuck out to you as like an emotional side of thing and or like the turning point?
Good question.
Absolutely. And I think the testimony that stuck out the most to me was certainly Heather Gibbs. Obviously, she went, I believe, either before or after Michael Jordan, but on the same day. So obviously, Michael Jordan stole the headlines that day. But I feel like Heather Gibbs' testimony with how personal she went on her family upbringing, how she met Coy Gibbs back in the 90s, married into the Gibbs family, raised 4 kids, and brought Ty up to racing. And she described in detail that night where Ty won the Xfinity Championship in 2022 as the greatest night we've ever had as a family, immediately followed by the toughest challenge we've ever faced. And I think she even got emotional saying this, retelling it, because she said this is the first time she had ever told the story publicly. And I think that had the trial gone the distance, I feel like how honest she was, how heartfelt she was really a turning point.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, and we talked about it on the podcast, but there really wasn't any like smoking gun throughout the trial. But I think, yeah, her testimony was definitely some of the most damning, and it seemed like it was kind of little slap through, every day. And then once we kind of got to Heather Gibbs, then it was okay. It's probably in NASCAR's best interest not to keep going at this point.
Exactly. You could say, like you were trying to say there, it was kind of death by 1,000 cuts, and then Heather Gibbs brought out the big gun to hold against NASCAR's case.
And Jason comments on Facebook, hello to everybody. Hello to you too. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Joined again by Peter Stratta. I just called him a megastar, just NASCourt megastar, but NASCourt witnesser. Especially. And kind of talking about the fall off from this. And do you guys have any more questions about like the courtroom itself or the setup or anything? It's been wrapped up now and it's kind of mundane to ask about. But the fallout from this and in getting permanent charters, obviously we still don't have a playoff format, which give me a damn break. That's not announced yet. But where does this sport go from here, in your opinion, Peter? What sticks out to you on that's a very open-ended question too, so I apologize for that. But where does NASCAR go from here?
That's a very open-ended question, and I can't really give you a great answer because we may not feel the true consequences of this for months, if not years from now, because yes, team values may have doubled overnight, like some people have reported, but ultimately that's just speculation until one of these 15 team owners decides to sell a charter. Whether that happens this year, whether that happens 5, 7, 10 years down the road, I don't know when that happens or how much a team goes for, if it's a full team liquidating its assets or if it's only a partial buy-in by an equity firm. I don't know how much a stake of a race team is worth now, but it certainly on paper at least is a more suitable business model, and other aspects of the agreement, the settlement made on paper at least, are in the race team's favor by bringing in more streams of revenue. So I say all that to say, just on paper, this does seem like a massive win for the sustainability and long-term success of race teams.
Yeah, it's absolutely more lucrative. I think I wouldn't be surprised because I could have said this 5 years ago about charter prices and been wrong today. But I'd be surprised, or I wouldn't be surprised, but I would be shocked if the price of the charters, which are already pretty astronomical, if they completely doubled. And I like that you bring that up because we won't know until someone sells it. And once they sell it, whatever price, you're kind of resetting the market unless you sell it at a huge discount, in which case you wouldn't be. But Caleb, Josh?
I definitely agree with what Peter said. I mean, it's not going to be something that, we see overnight, but I think ultimately, all these team owners and stuff, they weren't in court testifying, well, only in 2023 I lost money, so I want more because of that. Or, it's not Denny Hamlin saying, hey, the first year we opened up our team, we lost money, and then, it's fine from there. These guys were saying, we've never made money. We haven't made money in the last 5 years. We haven't made money winning 2 championships and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see financial wise, if the teams are feeling like they're kind of in a better spot, especially too, because it is racing. So where they find money, they're going to spend money anyway.
Yeah, I've had multiple people at my work seeing this plastered as it was going on, plastered all over the sports networks. And they're just like, what is this? What is this? And it's like, you could try to explain it to kind of the casual fan, and it's still not going to quite make sense. But like, if you're like us and you follow a bunch of news and all that, like, you're going to see the repercussions at some point. It's just like as we've all talked about, right out the gate, nothing's going to happen. And like, to me, I could probably take a month off of this and then I come back to it and I'm like, all right, what did I miss? And it's, you didn't miss anything.
It's a matter of when, not if.
Yeah.
Do we feel at this point that NASCAR is going to make changes to management or the executive team?
Good question.
I would be hard pressed to see.
That's for everyone, so not just
Yeah.
Peter, but everyone.
I would be hard pressed to see the top upper level of the NASCAR hierarchy remain the same by Bowman Gray. But that's not me saying that with any inside knowledge, just being upfront there. But I think that their testimonies were not the best performances on the stand from specifically Steve Phelps and Jim France. So whether or not they or others stay around, I would be surprised if all of them stay around.
I think the biggest one that we've seen online is Phelps. I think that's like most people have said they want Phelps out. There's some people with O'Donnell too, but like there's a lot less heat on O'Donnell. But
there was not a direct threat to Mr. France in his life, but there was a text that was pretty rough.
Which one are you referring to for the audience?
The one that like NASCAR won't change until Jim France dies. And I forget who.
I don't even know if that was actually in court. That was
Caleb and I were reading these texts, and he's like, "Man, half these texts, Connor, aren't going to be in court." And I was very concerned about that. I could not figure out which ones were admissible, and is that the right word?
What Connor doesn't understand is that there's rules to things,
and I'm not a rules guy. Everyone met me. I'm not a rules guy.
There's processes and rules for how things have to happen. You can't just throw all your dirty laundry up onto the freaking courts.
I throw it all in the hamper.
Exactly. That's where it should
stay. Yeah, that's internal.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't see how. I mean, especially after, and this is again out of court, but the letter from Johnny Morris, basically a huge sponsor in NASCAR, the teams and of NASCAR itself, when he's saying, you know, we've basically lost faith in your ability to be fair, I don't see how you can keep somebody around like that after that.
I don't either, but it's NASCAR. So in NASCAR's judgment, if they decide to just wipe this all under the rug and move on, then that's their prerogative as a company.
All right, I got a couple more for Peter, as long as you guys are good. And Peter, first off, plug where people can read your stuff.
Of course, all my written stuff can be found on TSJ Sports. I share links to Twitter as often as I can, so my Twitter as well, at Peter Stratta, and then I'm on YouTube as well, posting regular video content there, just like you are, Connor.
Heck yeah. And I love following your stuff. Everyone in that group chat is super nice human beings, and very helpful with everything, especially you just hopping on because you saw what, Caleb?
There's at least one person in that group chat that is not a nice human being.
That's me. Yeah, you got it.
Ding, ding, ding.
You said it.
All right, Peter, what's your craziest story covering NASCAR?
Craziest moment covering NASCAR would probably be the 2024 Coke 600 when then candidate Donald Trump came to be their pre-race, coincidentally stood with Richard Childress and Austin Dillon, and just the amount of high pomp, circumstance, and extra security that surrounded everything that day was just insane. And I remember some of my footage ended up on some pretty high-level podcasts in the political sphere, which I never thought would happen from me just covering stuff at racetracks.
What were the comments like and the notifications coming in when you figured out, this is hit political Twitter?
Yes, everything you can think of, both pro-Trump, anti-Trump, and everything in between.
You guys got anything for Peter?
No, I was there when he attended the Daytona 500 in 2020, and yeah, just the extra security and all that. Oh God, it's a spectacle. All for the man to take his limousine for a lap around the track and then leave.
That's crazy. The only other one I had written down was favorite monster truck driver.
Ooh, favorite monster truck.
This
It's
is a monster
basic,
truck.
but it's basic, but a Gravedigger. I've loved that scheme ever since I was like in kindergarten.
That's fair. The Kevin Harvick scheme is still probably my favorite NASCAR scheme of all time, and it's ironic.
Yes. I remember being at that race and seeing it in person and taking extra pictures of it just because it was so awesome in person.
How cool was it just to see it on the track?
It was pretty cool. And if I remember right, Harvick was running decently that day at Nashville and had, whether it was a slow pit stop or something, taking out of contention that really just let all the air out of that day.
With Harvick, it's always the pit crew. So it
Right,
was
yeah.
always the pit crew, I should say. Thank you. Thanks for coming on, Peter. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. And tsjsports.com.
Yes, that's right. tsjsports.com, and then Peter Stratta across Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
STRATTA. So
That is correct.
appreciate you. Thanks again for joining us, man.
Of course. Anytime, Connor. Take care.
Take care. Appreciate you. All right, guys. There's not a seamless transition I can do there. I can just do that. There we go. Did you guys bring your questions? I have. While we're on
my
Monster,
question is, what did
Right.
everybody think of Peter?
he's awesome. We're still on the air. I hope you know that.
I know.
Jesus.
This
You
is
think
what
you're
we do
gonna say
after we have
something
guests on
bad?
every time is we sit there and shoot the shit and break them down word for word.
I think we all know I would not have said it like that, though.
I know. I'm just kidding. He's awesome. Everyone in that group chat, seriously, is some of the most helpful human beings. Kyle McFadden's in there. He's a big name dirt reporter, and it's a big appreciation to Jacob Seelman, who originally invited me to that. So while we're on monster trucks, and I think Brad Reynolds is watching, me and Brad were on the phone the other night, and he alerted me that they used to have something called Monster Wars, where it was the USHRA. It was basically Monster Jam. I don't think Monster Jam had been formed yet. They had guys that dressed up like WWE wrestlers to come cut a promo before the monster truck race that was going on. And it's some of the most wacky. I don't have a video saved, unfortunately, but it's some of the craziest, like just how'd they pay somebody to do that? Because it's clearly not. It wasn't Dennis Anderson doing the Gravedigger in the Slim Reaper Halloween costume.
Listen, it's amazing what you can pay people to do.
I've
That's my
heard.
takeaway.
So I've heard.
Where was the question in that?
Oh, I just didn't know if you guys had heard of Monster Wars at all.
Nope.
No.
No, we found the first episode. We're an episode and a half in, and at some point, me and Brad are going to watch the whole thing together over the phone. You guys just make me look like the biggest loser in the world.
I don't know what to say
You
about.
to yourself.
I don't know what to say about you talking about you and your friend watching a TV show.
First off, loyal listener, big fan of the show. Watch what you say about Brad. You can tear me down all you want.
You're right. I did say something highly offensive. I called him your friend.
I don't know so if you're out there listening, any question, the dumber the better. We're just going to have fun for 15 minutes. I only wrote down a few. Usually they come to me while I'm going through them and thinking of my answers to them. So hopefully we'll get some from the crowd, from the viewers here. The first one is easy. It's just numbers forward or centered on the side of the NASCAR Cup car.
I really
Forward.
don't care that much, but
See, that's what these are the people I hate, because the forward numbers look so much fucking worse.
I know. I had to, since you said, "Oh, this one's easy." I had to make sure that you knew that it was multiple choice, multiple answers. I mean, here's the thing: the numbers forward can look fantastic if the graphic designers are on point.
if they're anything like Caleb.
What was that
That's a
mean?
compliment, Caleb. Take that. Say thank you, Josh.
Thanks, Josh. I don't really understand that, but
We practice good teammate at Always Race Day.
Yeah,
which side is he on?
that's it. Hey.
Yeah, you got it, you got
it.
He's on my other side, but I did guess, and I guessed correctly.
I know my favorite thing is like every time pre-show, like doing the
'cause it's
intro,
different
Connor
for you.
always points the opposite way.
Oh, and you're just
we just
oh.
let it happen.
I'll have to make next year. I'll have to make like a Brady Bunch intro.
Yeah, let's do it.
Connor doesn't know what that is. I guarantee it.
It's they're pointing up. Yeah, I've seen the intro. That's the only thing I remember about the Brady Bunch. I remember a show called Club Zoom. That was on the same channel. No, the Amanda Show. That was a different one, different channel.
No clue, but I'm also, I was gonna say.
I know. I'm just.
I was gonna say you're gonna name these shows though, and you're gonna remember. He might understand it, but I'm also 4 years younger than all of you, so.
Calling us old.
Yeah.
I had Caleb. Have you been watching this gay hockey show?
No.
It's okay. Well, it's infiltrated my Instagram feed. And one of the comment sections, there's a scene that contains the song Like a G6. Josh, please tell me you heard it.
Yes. Bang.
Okay. There's comments in there of apparently children. I don't know how old they are. Saying, oh my God, I can't believe the show opened my eyes to this song. It's one of the best songs I've ever heard. I can't believe more people don't play it. And I'm just sitting there like my phone is shaking in my hand. I'm ready to just go berserk. I didn't know we were at the age where Like a G6 is completely undiscoverable to the younger generation.
Yeah, we're getting to be
ancient
generations into redoing trends and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was gonna tell the Ross Chastain pit road story isn't that crazy, but what current driver in the Cup Series would succeed the most as a rally racer? And if we all say Kyle Larson, we got to go. Who's number 2?
Shane Van Gisbergen.
Do you think it's Shane? I think Shane. I think the pedal thing. I think Shane's very good at road courses. Don't get me wrong. I think the pedal thing gives him an distinct advantage in the NASCAR Cup Series car that you're not going to have as a rally racer. And I guess at the end of the day, we're just judging who has quick reaction times and car control.
My statement still stands.
Okay. Is it a cop out to go with Sheldon Creed?
No, it is not. That's actually probably the best answer we could give. And I wasn't going to say that, but now I will.
Thanks,
Brad says Seabell in a rally race. But yeah, Sheldon Creed with the off-road trucks. I don't think that's a bad answer at all.
Because he different terrains, racing ability, jumps. That's my pick.
I was really hoping you were going to say at any point, because then I would have just ripped Travis Pastrana, and that would have been my cop-out answer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that would have been a good one too. All right. And we might have already done this one, and I think I limited it to NASCAR when we did it. But favorite race of all time?
Yeah,
I can go first.
Now that was way too hard for me to figure out the first time. We can't be doing that again.
Oh, okay. Did I say the IndyCar with the Post Malone day?
No. Let's go to the comment real quick. We're gonna have to talk about this here.
Off-road trucks would mean Haley Deegan too.
Can't drive anything. Next.
Okay. Now we're on topic for this. So, okay. So we were covering a race at Iowa Speedway. Is the first Cup race, I want to say. And Caleb had been on a tear, me and Caleb, we had trashed at least one driver per episode 5 weeks in a row. And I was like, we got to cool it down. We can't get on here and have like one person that they suck. Screw them. And I don't know anything about Haley Deegan as an off-road truck driver. I think she's won a little bit there. I remember seeing pictures of her winning. So,
to be fair, I did watch.
Caleb said that, and I didn't.
I did watch, most of the NASCAR races she was in, and she was off-road most of that time. So,
Jesus, Caleb.
Natural instinct.
Guys say, or wait, I don't have any. What do they call it? Prior review, but not that. I allow my guys to be my guys, but they speak for themselves. Opinions are their own. So yeah, I had, and it was probably a year before that, Ross Chastain, and I probably went a little over the top on the Ross Chastain stuff. But that was a bit that I was calling Ross Chastain a monster truck driver. He's going to wreck the entire field. Well, if he's racing, man, we might not have 12 cars finish the race. So I'm like, if the wrong person hears that and they mention it, who knows? I don't like doing that anyway. But I end up on coming into pit road, and there's a yellow shirt is what NASCAR journalists call him, one of those security guards, taking his job a little bit too seriously and not allowing the pit crew for Ross Chastain's team to go to the pits from the garage. He said, you can't pass here right now. Where are your credentials? And they're wearing fire suits. They have tires stacked up. And I just yelled at him. I'm like, hey, just come over here. And there's like a pathway around with that little gate right next to the media center. And this dude gassed me up to everybody on the pit crew. Oh, this Connor kid, he knows his stuff around. He's a lifesaver, man. Gosh, I love this kid. And I don't know if it ever got to Ross, but I was just hoping I'd get like a text one day like, man, you really shit on him on this random episode, because the chances are if you click on an old one from 2024 or beyond that it had been brought up that the number one driver was a bit reckless on the road. So I
mean, to be fair, is it wrong for us to say that when we've also had a fellow racer of his call him aggressive and, stuff like that?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. Shout out to Joey Gase. We love you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I forgot that. Yeah. We got to get Joey back on.
So just some context for those that are watching that may not know. We had Joey Gase on here. I love Joey Gase. No, I know him. He knows me. Like, he's the nicest guy. I've never heard him say anything bad about anyone ever. He got on here.
He came on our show.
Well, when he
didn't say bad. He didn't say anything bad about people or no.
No, but he definitely expressed his disdain for Ross Chastain.
And it was a fun episode. We're going to get him on again because I love the highlight of my video game career was pushing him to victory lane at, I think, Daytona or Talladega.
If you're pushing him, it was probably one of the two.
Yeah, we can't answer that for you. So
yeah, it was one of the two. I won the other three. Just put I was Daytona. I remember now.
Okay,
takes me a bit. Sometimes.
Proud of you.
Good job.
So that is the questions I had written down. Do you have any others?
I obviously was not here for the last episode. Did you guys discuss Snowball Derby?
We did a little bit. Do you want to discuss more?
I didn't catch your thoughts on the whole shabil at the end of it.
Stephen Nasse won, right?
Yes.
He jumped.
Okay, that's what it was. It was he jumped the start and stayed out there. He did an on-race protest in the race.
Yeah.
Kind of a trailblazer, honestly.
I mean,
you're doing your own protest? I always said that when I was a kid. Like, if I got a black flag down, I'm staying out there. They can't tell me to get off. What are they going to do? Stop the race?
I mean, at that point, though, I don't blame him, because if you protest and everything, for some way they overturn it,
you just can't prove that the guy behind was trying to pass you.
They're not going to overturn it though in the race. Listen, here's what I got to say. If I'm a race director, which if anybody out there is listening and is hiring, try me. What?
Good resume, Caleb.
I'd love to. The corner worker called it. As race control, you're supposed to, have the corner workers' backs. That's the reason you have a corner worker. He listened to the corner worker. He also agreed that he jumped the start. That's two people. The announcers also said that he jumped the start. Everybody else, well, I shouldn't say everybody else, but half the people that were watching also saw it. It was pretty obvious. And I asked an NASCAR official, And he also said that it was, he would have made that call if it was him.
Oh, if you would have told me that, I would have had no problem with it.
So, but I've also got friends that are race directors, and they had a different opinion. Granted, they're from Wisconsin, so I think
is that where NASCAR's from?
That's where Majeski's from.
No, you did not.
Oh, thank you. I said the wrong freaking name, Caleb. Relax.
Connor, who is Ty Majeski's crew chief in the truck series?
Oh, shit. Was it Travis Mack? No.
He's also from Wisconsin.
Joe Shearer.
Junior. Yes.
Because Travis Mack was
named after an elder of his.
He was in my head.
We'll get it through you one of these days. But there's a lot of Wisconsin bias. And as for his reaction afterwards, somebody that I know that knows Majeski pretty decently called his actions after receiving the black flag a bit childish. So take that.
I mean, there's lines, literal lines on the track. Pretty black and white.
I mean, granted, the rule leaves for some ambiguousness, but like, I knew what the rule meant. I don't know. People that couldn't figure it out, I guess there's two kinds of people in the world.
Today marked the halfway mark of the NASCAR offseason. 45 days till Bowman Gray. It's been 45 days since Phoenix.
God, that's crazy.
Do you guys want to draft your Daytona 500 teams? Okay.
No.
I was asking. I'm thinking of things we could do.
No,
I don't want to give the people this short of a show.
We said 30 and we're at 37.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Listen, if they want a refund, Connor,
don't offer them refunds. We're not going to get them back.
We didn't get anything to begin with.
Oh, just kidding. Right. Yeah, wait. We can't offer refunds because that's right. We have to give Connor a raise.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Thank you guys if you tuned in. If you're tuning in later, if we do this again next week, I will be more prepared with a bigger list of questions. If we do a catch-up show again, which we're due for more news. We had some paint schemes, but nothing like huge.
Listen, it's also going to be we're encroaching on Christmas, so
yes,
a lot of teams and stuff are not going to be around. So,
hey, rest in piss to the Raptor piss green on William Byron's car. Don't have to look at that color ever again.
Well, you don't know that.
Hopefully, I'm trying to speak it into existence. All right. Well, thank you.
For those that are watching, stay tuned. We've got a lot of cool things coming next year, so stick with those.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks again.